So while I was away, enjoying my time in Green Bay, watching the Packers slay the 49ers, there was a trailer that dropped on Monday. Did a little rhyme there. Sonic Movie 3 dropped its final trailer on Monday, and I didn't get to react to it or make a video on it because was out, but finally here. And instead of doing my normal trailer analysis, which I kind of like getting tired of, why don't we just do a little theory? I want to predict what will happen in the movie, because we have some hints here and there. Like, we know it's slightly based off of Adventure 2, has Adventure 2 elements, but it's clear that they're taking a different direction because Gerald's alive. The arc is looking a little bit different. Are they unfucking destroyed Namek? So I want to take a little shot in the dark and see where this movie is going. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So I think what we should do is we should start off going over the similarities and differences to this movie to Sonic Adventure 2, because I think these are pretty clear and cut. First off, Shadow's here. Obviously, I think that's the biggest one. Gerald Robotnik is present, and Maria was here until she died, probably. Eggman plans to use the Ark to take over the world. He uses the Ark to... Don't say it, 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 don't say it. Destroy the moon to show what will happen to Earth. Shadow has a gun, which is more Shadow 05, but I'll allow it. Shadow has a gun again. Sonic and Shadow first meet in the city. The storyline of Shadow wanting revenge after Maria's death is also very prominent. And as far as I know, I think that's... Nope, there's Chow. There's a Chow guard in this movie. So there's one more. But as far as I can think, those are all of the big similarities. Now, where things start to deviate is that, one, Sonic isn't framed for all the crimes that Shadow does. He's actually working with the government, with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles being their own group, Team Sonic. It looks like Gerald Robotnik is alive. It looks like from the trailers that instead of the government executing him, they just imprisoned him, and that would mean him and Shadow are either on the same island and they're both escaping, or they both get released at the same time. Or maybe he's the person who started the out. Wait a fucking minute. Now that I'm like really thinking about it, like it kind of makes sense. What if Gerald found out that Eggman, he's presumed dead after the events of Sonic Movie 2, and that's like his breaking point because he already lost Maria, and now he lost his grandson that he hasn't spoken to in how many years. Now this is his time, like, I'm going to get revenge on everybody. That would actually make a lot of sense. And since Shadow is also looking for revenge, it's like actually perfect. It's actually perfect. Something that's not really different but kind of like flip-flopped is that instead of Eggman working with Sonic Team at the end, he works with them in the beginning when he's like super fat, and then once he finds his grandfather, I'm presuming, he joins his side and then he betrays them. So that's just a little difference there, and now they're working together to take over or destroy the world. And maybe I'm forgetting something, but as far as I can tell, those are the two differences and similarities from Sonic Adventure 2 to this movie, and everything from here on out seems to be like completely different. So now that we're done with that, let's see what's gonna happen in this movie. So originally, my idea was that it was gonna have to do with time travel, because in the original first big trailer that we got, we had Gerald Robotnik just kind of showing up at the end of the trailer. No explanation, no really rhyme or reason why he's there. Now, with this second trailer, I believe that's him in a jumpsuit. So my new theory is that 50 years ago, there was something that happened with Project Shadow and Maria ends up dead somehow. Does she get shot? I don't know, but she's dead. She's gone. She's kaput. And that gets Shadow and Gerald Robotnik very angry. And maybe they lash out and they do something, and that Shadow gets put into cryo freeze and Gerald Robotnik gets arrested. As we can see, he's in jail. And something that I didn't even notice until now is that on the wall, he has a drawing of the Space Colony Ark, but not just the Ark. It's filled with a bunch of mathematic notation and equations. So maybe in the past 50 years, he's been working to maybe finish the Ark. Maybe the reason he's in jail is because the government found out what he was doing with the Ark and they deemed it too dangerous, so they decided to shut it down. And it's also a nice reference to his prison cell in Sonic Adventure 2, where the whole thing is completely covered with math. So they break out and Shadow goes to do his own thing. He's probably looking for the Chaos Emeralds like in Adventure 2 to power the Ark, where Sonic and Shadow fight in the city, where they go team up with Eggman. Some shit ensues. Eventually, Eggman and Gerald are gonna team up because they find each other. He's like, oh my god, it's my grandfather. and then Eggman betrays Sonic Team. And something that I've never really found out, or I don't think any of us found out, is where are they tied up? Because this place doesn't look like Prison Island. It doesn't look like anywhere special. Maybe it's like the old laboratory that blew up. I don't know. I think that's what it is. I think it's their old laboratory. That's why they know the ins and outs of it. That's what it looks like. Now, here is where my theory comes into play. I think what's going to happen is that Gerald Robotnik, Shadow, and Eggman are going to have different ideas. I think what's going to happen is that they both want to use the Ark for their own reasons, but I think the reasons are different. Eggman, this has always been his goal. He wants to take over the world. He wants to rule the world, to do evil robot Eggman things. I don't know. And I think that's what he assumes Gerald Robotnik wants to do. And Shadow, they want to take over the world. But I think this is where things start to change. Shadow and Gerald Robotnik both want revenge. And what I think they're going to do is destroy the world. In the trailer, Gerald Robotnik starts talking about with Shadow's power, and then Eggman cuts him off saying, we can rule humanity. But then it cuts to Shadow saying, when we're done, there won't be a world left to conquer. So what I'm thinking is that him and Gerald have the same idea. They want to destroy the world, but Eggman just wants to rule it. So what I think is going to happen later in the movie is that there's going to be a conflicting in ideals, and Eggman's like, wait a minute, my grandfather's kind of crazy. And Shadow, you know, being Shadow, he also wants to destroy the world because maybe his memory isn't right or something. I don't know. I do think that as the movie goes along, it's going to play more into the Sonic Adventures 2 story. So if it is going to be similar to Sonic Adventure 2, maybe he's gonna remember Maria's wish or promise that he wants Shadow to protect the world, and then maybe he has a change of heart. I don't know, but I think that's what's gonna happen. But I think one more thing is gonna be different. While I still think that Shadow wants to destroy the world, I think Gerald also has a different ulterior motive. I think he's going to use the Ark to try and get Maria back. Because let's deep this for a second. Why would he need schematics on the wall for the Space Colony Ark if it's already done, I'm assuming? Because it looks like in the trailers, it's already hidden underwater in London. So it's done. But what I think the schematics are for is for some equation that possibly could be used to either time travel back in time, or maybe something will happen with the Ark that will somehow bring Maria back. And maybe that has to do with using the Chaos Emeralds or shooting at the Earth and destroying it. But something is happening with Gerald that he's so desperate and so like he wants Maria back no matter what that he's willing to do anything. And I think that is another point of contention where Shadow is going to realize, wait, this isn't right, something is wrong. Even after, if he does remember Maria's promise and wish, I think that's it's going to be another point of confliction and contention with him and Gerald Robotnik, where now it's going to be Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, and Eggman all going against Gerald Robotnik to try and stop him from going back in time. Another thing that's kind of added to my theory is that we can see in the trailer that it looks like Shadow is the one who's going to power the Ark for the time being until maybe they get the Chaos Emeralds. I don't know, because he looks like he's spinning in a hamster ball to charge it up. So maybe that same energy is also used to time travel. Maybe because something with his speed is being so fast. I don't know, because speed and time travel always like to mix, and I fucking hate that so fucking much. So in the end, I think what's gonna happen is that everything is gonna culminate in Sonic, Shadow, Tails, Knuckles, and Eggman teaming up to stop Gerald Robotnik from doing whatever he has to do, traveling back in time, sacrificing the Earth to get whatever. Because I really think that we're going to see a very desperate, even more desperate than in Adventure 2, Gerald Robotnik, who basically will do anything to get his granddaughter back. And I think that will be a very, very interesting villain for somebody who has nothing to lose and will do anything to get the people he loves back. And I think that'll be really cool to see in the movie. And that's what I think will happen in the movie. And if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, turn on notifications, comment down below. Let me know. Do you guys agree with the theory? Do you guys disagree? You think something else will happen? Let me know, because I'm bro. I think this last trailer really made me excited, really excited for the movie. I'm very high. It's like, oh my god, bro. I can't even fathom it's only in like a few days, like a few weeks, and where it's here, right? And then we also get the Shadow Generations level that's coming out a few days. So we're gonna be eating with some content really quick. Yeah, I mean that's all I gotta say for today. Hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next one.